But we talked about our base step and just basing for our kick in our last video. And don't mind, we have another kid in the room this time, so if there's noises in the background, that's what it is. Anyway, we talked about the base step, opening the angle, right, for our shin blade to hit our target. Now remember guys, thinking of concepts, we're trying to hit them with the blade, so we want to hit them with as much of the blade as we possibly can. So our base step is to angle our knees so we can drive our hips up through our target with our shin blade, getting as much of our shin blade across our target as possible, right? It was the last step. This was in our first video. It was just the base step for the kick. Base leads to everything. So, just like the human body jumping, right, it's very important that we get our upper body involved. As we base step, right, we load our hands and shoulders with our weight, right, and then we throw our hands and shoulders, right, just a little bit before we start throwing our hips into our jump as we drive off the ground, right? Why not think that the kicks or the steps to a kick wouldn't emulate the steps to the human body jumping? Create the same amount of kinetic energy, right? Using the same exact part of our body. Anywho, getting too long-winded. Come here real quick, B. So, same processes, right, as our first video. We're going to drive into our base step, opening our knee so our shoulders and hips can start transitioning into this direction. Simultaneously, while we take our base step, guys, while we drive into our base step, just like our jump, as we drive into our base step, we're going to load our hands and shoulders. Now, it's very important how I load my hands and shoulders. And you guys fuck this up so much, okay? I'm literally going to think about taking my guard and just turning it 90 degrees, right? I'm taking whatever side of my kicking leg and I'm putting it in front of my face, right? Now, it's very, very, very important how I position my hand, especially my kicking side hand. I always want to think about whatever my kicking side arm is, that thumb and palm are turned down and away from me. And as I start to drive off the ground, I need to make sure that I'm snapping my hands into place, right? Bang. Snapping my shoulders over as I drive my hips. That's where the turn of your kick comes from. It doesn't come from a foot pivot, right? It doesn't come from me kicking Brennan like this. It comes from me stepping, loading my hands and positioning them correctly so I can drive and turn my shoulders through my target as opposed to away. If I leave my thumb and my palm up, it has a tendency to pull my weight, right, my shoulder, away from my face, opening up my guard and pulling my weight away from my kick. And if I kick without my weight involved, I look like an idiot and it doesn't hurt. Okay? I need to load my hands and shoulders with my base step so I can drive everything through my kick. Hey!